And that's a very good question, and I pose that question to you. What materials could we use, right? The materials that we bring, what would those materials look like? How would we want them to function? Because if we carry them with us, it's very expensive. Every pound we take into low Earth orbit, and then we have to transport it to Mars. And so, which materials would be most effective if we had to carry them from Earth to bring them to Mars? Also, is it easier? Some people are looking at inflatable habitats so that you could fit them inside the spacecraft that takes them to Mars and inflate them on the surface. We have an inflatable habitat experiment that's on space station right now. People are looking at developing inflatable habitats. And so what would those materials be? Another really good question, as we want to develop and colonize Mars and grow that colony on Mars, is how we could use materials on the surface of Mars to build our habitats. And so you have the capability to do that research to figure out what elements could we use on Mars to produce products. I know they just had a habitation challenge. I think it was in Pennsylvania, or at least Penn State attended a 3D printed habitat design competition that these students were looking at. How would you print a habitat using materials on Mars, for instance? And so there are lots of ways that you could research that problem to come up with innovative ideas for doing that. Maybe we just create the machines and use the material on the surface of Mars and create the habitats or build the habitats before humans even get there. How much energy would it take? What kinds of elements and compounds would you need to be able to combine together to do that? What kind of processes? What kind of purity would you have to have in those different elements in order to ensure that the products you create aren't going to fail? So these are all really good questions that teams of scientists are working on right now, that you could be first doing a search in what's been done, what's being done, and then I challenge a team to come up with innovative ideas that other people haven't looked at yet, that you might conduct some experiments in the laboratory to see if it would be possible.